name is Lyrical Storm. I'm a professional musician. I'm a self-published author. I'm also an independent brand owner. I've been a victim of remote neural monitoring for over 16 years. And one more thing, I'm not famous. Now, people who use this technology are legally spying on any individual, any human being without their permission, taking thoughts off their head. They also have the technology to implant things into their head, into their mind, and brainwash them, along with other many torturous things that they can do to people. As far as society goes, they try to make the person look crazy, isolate them to where they're by themselves, even from family and friends. Everyone thinks that they're crazy, to a point to where life is very hard, very difficult. They do things to make sure you can't financially advance farther than a 9-to-5 job where you barely make ends meet. Any proof that you try to prove that the device is actually functioning or happening is very hard to keep. And old records that you might have, something like the old apartments you used to live in, where you might be able to prove it was surveillance devices watching you. They'll try to close them down if they can to discredit you as well. To be honest, the only reason why I know about it is I feel people feel guilty who are a part of it and told me exactly what might be happening to me, gave me some tips on it. Because naturally, for someone to be able to read your mind and know your thoughts, you would think that you're crazy. And most people who probably aren't blessed with the gift that I have, it will drive them crazy. It might make them want to kill themselves. So I thank God for blessing me with the talents He has blessed me with, because it gives me a way to get away from the madness that people who are a part of this society will bring to me. At first, I just thought it was maybe surveillance cameras, and that's all it could have been, because they were seeing things, making comments about things, and who I mean making comments about things is gang stalkers, people I don't know who they are, but they follow me around when I go to different areas and mention personal things that I might do when I'm just in a room by myself. So that would make me think it was surveillance. But later on, they would talk about other things that was more personal. And to even trip someone out, and like I say, the whole thing is to try to make someone go crazy and maybe even try to kill themselves. They would up the ante by making it go to something to, let's say I like to listen to radio stations, and that's what I do every day before I go to work and come back from work. If there's a talk radio, they'll try to make comments through the talk radio. Maybe it's not talk radio, maybe it's live television. They'll have something on commentating through the live television, something where it seems to be very personal with the person who's going through this. And yes, people who are high up know this has been going on. It's been going on since the 1970s. There's proof of it happening over in London and things like that. And experimentation's been going on for a long time. The government actually funds the NSA and military to use some of these tactics. A lot of people probably gonna ask why this happened to me and how this happened to me. And I basically let them know when I was in college, I was a commuter. So after I got off work, it was a weekend. I went to sleep longer than I normally would go to sleep. I normally would go to sleep between 4 or 5 hours and wake up and enjoy the rest of my day. On this day, I stayed asleep for at least 10 to close to 12 hours, which is unusual for me, which means for the rest of the day, my whole day was pretty much spent sleeping, which was bizarre. But after I woke up that day, it seemed like anybody who followed me around, perfect strangers, knew what I was thinking and what I was going to do, where I was going to go. And it hasn't changed since then. It's been going on for 16 years. What I believe happened was they may have put something in my food or my drink when I wasn't at home to be able to do an operation on me and put a bug into my head.
I'm over here at Universal Studios or Universal City, but I'm not here to enjoy the festivities. Today, I'm about to go and get an MRI to prove that remote neuromonitoring is happening in my head. I had to get a doctor's recommendation just to get this, and the procedure I had to go through had nothing to do with, basically, there's no procedure you can do to prove that there's a bug in your head, but I had to get proof right here for the MRI that shows I need an MRI for my brain and head just to prove that there's a device in my head where people know my thoughts and can put voices and other things into my mind that they shouldn't be doing. So this illegal practice that's been happening for over 16 years, if I get this MRI scan and it shows the device there, I have proof now. After the MRI scan, I now have proof that 2 devices were illegally implanted in my head. They are the devices that are circled in red in this picture.
Going back to the day when I had to take my MRI, I had to get under this table and have this face mask like thing cover my head so they can get an MRI of my brain. So while I'm sitting here thinking, this is the evidence I need just to prove there's a device in my head, what was only maybe an hour seemed like it took like eternity. Knowing that this evidence could possibly be a breakthrough for anyone who's experienced the same thing that I've been going through. Even when taking this MRI, the people who use the technology to spy on my brain still were doing things to make me fall asleep during the test. Now this device can be used for all kind of crazy tortures. With me, they have a thing of trying to make me always go to the bathroom, strong sense of urinating, doing the number 2. They always give you headaches, which is a radiating headache that always hits one of the red circle implants that I showed you. It's normally right here. It's a radiating effect that goes over your head that's so powerful it makes you feel like you're going to nauseate and throw up. It can go on for hours sometimes, and it's a very sharp pain. They have the ability to make you feel sleepy and the ability to make you stay awake and not unable to go to sleep. And there's several other things listed that they can make you do, but I've experienced everything that I've just said. They also have the ability to make you feel an orgasm that has happened before. And there's something that my eyes start twitching all of a sudden for anything. I hear that this device can actually see what you're doing with your eyes. And if not with your eyes, with the implant that's into your brain, whatever images that you see with your eyes, your brain can detect it into a picture and they can see what you're looking at as well. So there's a lot of different things that they do with this device to torture you, besides the gang stalking of people coming around and try to make you feel like you're all alone in the world. There's a lot of different things that they do to torture people who have this device implanted on them. In all honesty, even with the proof of me getting the MRI, showing where the implants are in my head, people still ain't gonna believe me. And I can understand that, you know. But one thing I know they can't deny is the talent that I display. My talent of being a professional musician. I can compose beats and customize them for movies and film. One of the reasons why I network with a lot of people. Out of all of the people that I network with, someone probably will like the beats that I make, and the fact that I can compose or reconstruct them to fit into a movie, that should get some people's respect. So I'm here for a reason, and I love the work that I do. It's something I really think they can't deny and they might have underestimated, because the total value of my business is in the ownership value. The total value of my business is over $20 million with the books I've created, the music I've made, and the screenplay.
Simply tell me, why would a record label hold value to an artist's material, their masters, if it wasn't worth something? Don't every time you give someone an advancement, you collect some type of collateral just in case they can't pay it back? Some people are just not good at math. They don't understand when they say you're worth a certain amount of money, that you can actually spend all that money and still not be in business. You'll go bankrupt. So my working capital is what it is. Things Digital is my entertainment catalog of ebooks and hip-hop albums. Meet me while I'm street performing in Los Angeles, or you can go to my website, lyricalstormblogspot.com. You can also purchase samples of my ebooks and free MP3s with your email address. All purchases done in person will be made through my phone, via a Bluetooth connection, or your email address. All Things Digital. All Things Digital just helps me build my working capital, and as a musician, it lets me do whatever I want to do without having my hands tied behind a label, because I own my own record label. The whole point of doing this is to be happy. If I wasn't happy, I wouldn't be doing it. So anybody that tries to take the fun out of this, I definitely make sure they stay out of my life. The other point I would be trying to stress is just to show everyone how blessed I am by God, my belief in Him, and staying committed to Him.
What's up, basketball fans? This your boy Lyrical Storm, giving you the last update of the season for the Lakers and Clippers. And check out this clip. Thanks for tipping me. Catch you next year.
This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. Anywhere that you're playing, use your team on loyalty. I help a hand now. Choose wisely who to join the maze height. Never list me first. That's the doubt. They doubt my thirst. Call me small time, steady in my shadow. One man moving, killing teams in battle. Been here long enough to be the smoke screen. And all them shows, chicks wanna be seen. Lonely at the bottom, same at the top. One thing for certain, they hating gon' stop.
For the benefit of Chaii.
Now, I used to average $40 a night for under 2 hours for performing at Staples Center, and I used that money to run operations and go out to games and concerts.
Keeping my business going, being successful with it, is one of the things that keeps me going with all of the evil things that's been happening to me through the gang stalkers and the network that's reading my mind.
On my way to my first film festival, since I own all the rights to my music, this is one way I can make money off my catalog of music by my instrumentals of my beats, and maybe even a song or two if they like it, you know. But that's what I'm gonna do. And I got this white suit that I have on right now. And I'm gonna go and network with a few people, some independent filmmakers, and see if I can get some of these songs put in some movies. So that's what I'm doing today. When I'm out and about networking with people, I don't want to be known as that victim, but a professional brand owner, a very talented musician, and anything else that's thought of, I feel is very disrespectful. Now, I'm an international musician. I have music that's been played in all other countries. And in February of this year, I had a single called Hard Eyes Perfect that was played on the NCAA charts, listed on there as the top 5 hip-hop acts for 2 consecutive weeks.
Being through this ordeal, it's hard to live with other people. You don't know who you can really trust. You're not for sure if they're a gang stalker or not, because most people who fall into a gang stalking life don't have stable jobs, and someone offering them money just to do something like that, I'm not for sure exactly how much they get paid for, but it seems a lot of people can do it, you know. In this day and age, a lot of people are like little trolls and like to say things off the internet instead of in person anyway.
Now, I incur blacklisting by supporters of this technology and gang stalkers like every day. They be walking past me saying whatever, trying to discourage me. They even push people away when I'm street performing. I never know what rumor they spreading about me, but I just generally start seeing a change in the crowd where people will come by me and support me. They start walking across the street. So it's a thin crowd, and most of those people are whispering bad things, trying to discourage me, trying to say something like I'm not good, I suck, and things like that. And little do they know that I have music on charts.
A gang stalker is someone you don't know who just mumbles things personally about your life while they walk past you. You never knew who they are. They follow you off whatever little device they have. It can know your coordinates. It's not like you can really hide from people. If there was technology that was very reliable, like some type of helmet I could have on my head to keep them from tracking my movement to know what I was doing, I would wear it. But for right now, I believe the advertisements of what's ever out there, it probably doesn't work that good. But I'm looking for an answer to it, and people who will assist me in getting this out of my head and putting a stop to the individuals who do things like this, because it's of no point of a citizen. I mean, I'm a musician. What is the point of studying my brain for, except for stealing things and giving it to people who are in the entertainment business? And for the ones that actually believe that I'm crazy, well, I guess we're all crazy. Everyone who's here who's made a film, everyone who's here is networking. Everything that we do as a career, we must all be crazy, you know? I'm just letting you know, and anyone who has told you this. What's going on? Remote neural monitoring is real.
So I started noticing something when I started street performing over here off of First and Hill. Since I got some haters that follow me around, they start trying to post up other actors to try to bother me. Okay, this is a reserved blue square for all of these bikes and scooters that people can use their cars to have access to and ride on. This is where they're supposed to go. They're not just supposed to bombard the sidewalk. And occasionally I see some of them trying to post them where I street perform at. So when they're not over here, I'm going to move them out of my way. This is Wednesday. They wanted me just showing they're not in my spot, which I normally perform at right here off of First and Hill. So when I'm homeless, I'm supposed to be on a barren street where nobody's on here or very few people. And it seems like anytime I'm ready to set my tent up or I'm ready to work out, which I do my handstand push-ups, I have around like 20 cars that come non-stop every minute. I know that ain't a coincidence, and it ain't just traffic. It's hardly traffic in the middle of a week around 11 o'clock in the parts that I decide to sleep at.
Living on the street is not easy. It's one of the most hard things you can do, but when you come up from it, it's something that will change you. I've been in the state of being homeless at least 3 times, and coming out on top of it, it always feels good. I call that ground zero.
Now, some people think living in a tent is crazy, but I think having a roommate with someone in LA paying outrageous prices with people you don't even like living with is crazy. So doing this and stacking some money is actually a smart option. It's just a lot of people won't do it. Their pride wouldn't let them do it, even if you could, you know. But since I'm a traveling musician, if I'm not in a hotel, I think actually staying in a tent and you can stack some money up and then leave whenever you want to is a good idea. So this is inside my tent when I call it a night. Can't afford a hotel, so I'll be in my tent, and this is just enough for me to get the amount of sleep that I need and get up and go about my day. I don't keep my tent up all day. It's more like a hotel for me, so I can get my sleep that I need and get back to work. Because being here in LA, this is not what I call living. It's not something I'm trying to permanently do, but it's enough room in here for me to have my gear and still sleep comfortable, laying my whole body down. So that's what I do. This is a 2-man tent. It normally can last me, with all of the wear and tear, almost 3 years. I have tarps to cover up anything if it's a rainy day, to protect it, and also from just the nosy people trying to look in at my tent, you know, to cover it with tarps. They really can't see if I have lights on or what I'm doing, and, you know, have what I need also to protect myself out here, because you never know what.
But some people don't think of it as an opportunity to come up. They think of it as a way to pick on you. And being over in the area that I'm at, you have people that come by and would knock on your tent. And I think that was rude. Even if you're waking up at the time you're supposed to, and they see your pattern of actually going out and doing something every day, there's some people that's rude and just want to give you a hard time.
Now, I can't tell if it's gang stalkers or people who hate the homeless, but I constantly see people spill things where I camp out at, and then they let the dogs poop where I put my things. Now, they either trying to make it seem like I'm nasty, or they're trying to make me sick, because I always clean up after myself. I got an alarm clock. I wake up every day. I don't cause no problems, so don't come around beating on my tent no more. So this is my story of being a professional musician and brand owner while being under remote neural monitoring. I'm being blackballed by corporate level entertainment because I know the game. I'm not selling my catalog because it's better to own it. I'm homeless, but I'm making money overall with my talent that only a hater can deny. Now this video ain't enough to describe everything that's going on, so I'm putting it in a book as well. There's still a chance that I could pass away because they need to cover their tracks. This device can mimic a heart attack and I'm sure several other health problems, but I'm not living in fear. My story should wake everybody up to what's really going on, because this can happen to anyone. So many might question why come out with this information now? It's been 16 years. My knowledge to approach it wasn't as strong as it is now. I've seen other people who had this technology and were able to get a MRI scan of it, so I was able to do the same thing. I was only in my early 20s when this first happened, so now that I'm 37, I have no reason to be worried about what other people are trying to do to me. I'm just going to live my best life. I'm using my voice to let everyone know remote neural monitoring is real. I'm Lyrical Storm, and I'm not famous.
Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Something, something, something. Y'all know how that go. Okay, here we go. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel and the Joker got